Right then, we're out at East Coulee. The festival site, Badlands Boogie, is just on the other side of the coal mine. We're going to go and have a look at the coal mine in just a minute. It's a heritage site now, as is the Murray mine was just here, and that exhausted itself before this one, and then other mines were opened up on the same seam over the other side of the river. And John, I'm with John.
Yes.
Whose land this is. Is this your land?
No,
actually?
this is
But you have land on the other side. Yeah. So tell us about the bridge.
Yeah, it's
John.
the last wooden how truss bridge in Western Canada.
Yeah.
There's one other in Ontario. It's already protected.
Yeah.
It's from a design originally from the late 1800s.
Right.
And in the early 1900s, they went out of vogue. But for some reason, this bridge was built in 1948.
Yeah.
So it's a very new reincarnation of a very old design. And we're trying to save it. We start the Badlands Boogie every September long weekend. And we're hoping to save the old bridge here. And it was a triple use. It was rail traffic, single lane vehicle traffic, and pedestrian bridge for the miners.
The miners have been coming back and forward. But was the Murray mine here?
Right
was
back. The Murray mine was right back there.
Okay.
And then the Atlas was right down just
and was
ways right there. You can see the Atlas over there.
So were some of the miners at the Atlas and the Murray, were they also working across there? So
they
there was
across the bridge.
Yeah. And where were they billeted? Where was their houses?
The town of East Coulee had 3,500 people. There's
3,500.
about 200 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be 4 hotels and 3 schools, a jail, bakery, theater, even a movie theater.
Yeah.
So it was quite a little roaring town. 4 taxis, taxiing the miners around to the different hotels on Saturday night.
Amazing. I bet you it was bouncing as well.
Yeah.
So do you know where the miners came from? They would have been emigrated in?
Yeah, it was a smorgasbord of different nationalities.
Yeah.
I remember my uncle one time getting up in the pub saying, whoa boys, you're in Canada now, speak English, because he couldn't understand a word.
Yeah.
There was Polish, Ukrainian, German, Scottish, from England, all over Europe. They came, melting pot.
Yeah.
Drumheller Valley, town of Drumheller had over 12,000 people, and now there's only 8,000 between the whole valley.
Yeah.
East Coulee had 3,500, Wayne had 2,500, there's like 40 now.
It's an oil producing centre
now
as well.
Now it is oil and gas, yes, oil and gas. We have a penitentiary in Drumheller now. Yeah. So there's 650 bad boys and 550 people to take care of.
And some of them are in the penitentiary, I would imagine.
Yeah, some of them, not all of them. Yeah.
So is wood construction?
Yes.
Is that local wood that was?
No, that was all. I talked to an engineer and he said that's a work of art.
Yeah.
He said he would have liked to see it built in 1948. It was all clear fir from BC, old growth, which you can't even buy now. No knots in it at all. And it was all hand hewn. The beams were all hand placed.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, the construction of that would have taken a few men as well.
Yes, it was probably quite a project at the time.
So, tourist area, John?
Yes.
This is now. I mean, the oil is working, the ranches are all working.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, I've noticed just how many people are wandering around taking in this amazing landscape. Also, I see some hoodoos up there.
Yes.
There's the best form of the hoodoos being geological forms are just over there. People all around. This bridge could easily be an attraction as well.
Yeah, that's our hope, that it would be an attraction in itself. People could walk across it, they could hold weddings on it, that type of thing. So the Drumheller Valley is probably the 3rd busiest tourist area in Alberta. You've got Banff, you've got Jasper, and then you've got the Drumheller Valley. We've got the Royal Tyrrell Museum, the largest dinosaur museum in the world. Yeah. It's actually a working museum. 3/4 of the space is behind the scenes.
I see that. And you can look through the windows as well to see what they're doing.
We've got the world's largest dinosaur. You can climb up into the mouth.
It's not a real dinosaur, though.
No, just a fake one. And we've got other museums in the valley. There's all kinds of attractions. It's quite a few attractions.
I was just talking off the top of my head. You've got the history of the whole valley. human history of it, you've got the history of the planet in layers and geological layers here as well, and you've got one of the best possible museums to pull all that together. And we're going to go and have a look at the school as well, so that'll show us pretty much how the people lived here when they were here in the coal out here.
Yeah, the Drumheller Valley. It's the geologist friends of mine like the Drumheller Valley because they can put their finger to a line on the hill. And this is when one period ended and when the next one started. There was more dinosaur skeletons found in Drumheller than anywhere in the world. They found over 300 skeletons in the Drumheller.
And they're so well laid out there, and in the different epochs as well.
Yes.
So, and you can see the epochs in the
all the
structure. So this river must have come through and uncovered all of that at some
What
point.
happened was a geologist friend of mine, Brent Nolan, he said that what happened, there was two ice dams when the ice age was receding. And when one let go, it created the Drumheller Valley, and the water washed real fast and dug down 400 feet, and that's why you've exposed the dinosaurs.
And that's only, I mean, I say only, but in geological terms, it's a snap away. It was only about 2,000 years or so.
I'm not certain.
No, 20,000 years or
possibly.
so ago.
And then the other ice dam was at Steveville Dinosaur Provincial Park, and when that let go, the water rushed away. Like you said, if you put a garden hose in your garden and just trickle it, you'll have a valley. But if you put it on full force, you'll have a deep gorge. So there is dinosaur bones everywhere, but you'd have to dig down 400 feet to find them. So that's why Drumheller Dinosaur Park is so popular, because nature has taken and exposed them for the paleontologists.
So you've got this, and a little train runs up and down here for the tourists as well, to show them how the carts run. Wouldn't it be fabulous if you could get that train to take it over and show them the other?
Well, that's always been a dream of the owner of the coal mine, Mr. Omer Patrick.
Oh, so they're still owned.
And he passed away, but he had donated it to the society, and now it's owned by the Atlas Coal Mine Society. And he always thought if they could do a little tourist train across the old bridge and then connect the old school museum,
they'll be coming up in droves to see that.
That would be popular.
And enjoy that. Anyway, good luck with that. So lift your beard, sir, if you don't mind. Badlands Boogie, that was September, a couple of weeks ago. There is some on all the iMTV pages from the Boogie this year. You're moving the Boogie next year to another time slot.
We're thinking we'll pick the last weekend in June. It's warmer. We can have more people swimming in the Red Deer River, and in September long weekend it's cool. And it's a cool time. But in July, last weekend in June, it'll be warmer, and there's not many other festivals in the area, so we should have more people.
Is that around about Canada Day as well?
Yeah, it's Canada Day, it's July 1st. So it's all going to work in, and we can get grants from the government for fireworks, and we can really do up a good show.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I want to come back, John.
Sounds good. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. So first, June the 1st.
The last weekend.
Last weekend in June. Sorry, when in one you're out the other one. Here in this amazing Jurassic landscape, come and enjoy Badlands Boogie, and we'll. You can facilitate just about anybody down there.
We've got enough room there. We could have thousands of people.
And what was it? Was it free parking last time?
Free camping. It's $100 for 3 days of live music, 5 nights of free camping, and kids 15 and under are free. So it's an amazing, cheap weekend.
That's only about 70 quid for 3 days music if you're coming from Britain. I flew in for £175 direct from Edinburgh to Calgary. From Calgary to here is just a couple of hours. Let me know if you're coming. We'll make sure you can come.
Yeah, everybody's welcome.
And you're Scottish, of course. So
Scottish ancestors. Yes.
Yeah, Graham Ranch.
Yeah. And then my grandfather was from Inverness and my grandmother from Glasgow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Okay, so brilliant. Good work. Good luck with that. With that monument. It is a monument to the coal mining age and the industrial background of this particular area. And come and see the dinosaurs as well, guys. This has just been amazing, John. Thank you.
Glad to see you.
Good time. Thank you.
So what's going on here, John? Where are we?
We're at the Atlas Coal Mine. It's now a National Historic Site in Canada, which is quite a prestigious designation. It's of national importance to the country. The Atlas Coal Mine started in 1936 and it closed, I believe, in 1976.
Yeah.
It's got the last wooden coal sorting ore tipple in all of Canada, the last one. They were going to tear it down, and a bunch of us got together in East Coulee and we saved it. We started the Dinosaur Valley Heritage Society, and we saved the East Coulee School first, the 12-room school.
That's just over here.
Yeah, yeah, just over in town. And then we saved the Atlas Coal Mine.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to save the old wooden bridge.
Right. Excellent. All right, so we're still up here in the Badlands. That's the Badlands down there. We're on a place called Lehigh, pumping just over there. Look at that. They're pumping oil out of this part of the land. Some of it, friend John, and John's over here. You're going to tell us what's happening up here, John. Why are these protective structures here?
You'll see some rocks here, and anywhere in Alberta, wherever there's oil activity or a road puts in, we had to get an archaeological study for our campground we're hoping to do. So the government makes the developer get an archaeological survey, and they find native relics, medicine wheels, cairns and things. So where these fences are, they're all containing native relics. There's a big stone here.
So who were the natives?
The various tribes. I think the Blackfoot were in this area.
Mostly Blackfoot.
I believe so. So normally this oil well road would have went on the top of this hill we're on.
Yeah.
But because they found these sites here, they've moved it over to the side.
Yeah.
And then they put the fences up to mark where they are. And they dig down, and it looks like nothing here, just a few stones. But when the archaeologists dig down, they can identify it all, and they figure
so
that it's significant.
This might be burial cairns.
Could possibly be. Again, they don't tell you.
No.
They don't want people rummaging through. Here's another few rocks here. So it's all in the way the rocks are placed and the direction to the land, and you know they know that. They study for years in universities to figure out. To us, it's two old rocks.
No, I love these places.
Yeah.
And you know what I find in Europe? They're always placed in relationship to the landscape.
Oh, so sure.
And they can't be any more in relationship to the landscape than right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
up on this hill, so this must have been a viewpoint or something.
Yeah.
They probably had teepees up here somewhere.
Yeah, and anybody traveling would be traveling the ridgeways.
Sure, of course.
They'd be staying on the road.
Yeah, and that's why that road is to the side. But normally it would be on the ridgeway.
And so from here, they'd be able to see any other smoke signals or any other movement.
Yeah, or enemies, other tribes that they're warring with. They would be able to see them coming. And yeah, for sure.
Love that. Look at that. There's more down there as well. So this is the Badlands of Alberta. How far are we away from Saskatchewan now, John?
Probably about 2 hours.
All right, so we've still got a couple of 100 miles or so, 300 miles in that direction. And Calgary, I imagine, would be in that direction. What a place. Unbelievable. East Coulee School, 1930. Girls this end, the boys down that end, was it?
Yes, that's what they tell me.
Keep them apart. You didn't go to school here then, John?
I did go to school here. There was only 6 classes going at that time. And there was about 8 students in each class possibly.
So it was petering out by that time.
Yeah, everything consolidated into Drumheller. All the little towns, schools closed.
Yeah, just 2 or 3 teachers?
When we had it, there was a few, yes. At one point, it went to grade 12.
Yeah.
And it was one of 3 schools in East Coulee. East Coulee had 3,500 people. each little mining community in the valley had a school. There was Rosedale, Knacmine, Newcastle, Midland, Wayne, East Coulee. And the Drumheller Valley was the largest coal fields in Canada. They had over 136 coal mines throughout the years. My grandfather was the largest supplier of pit ponies.
That's
he used to
right.
run 400 ponies.
Yeah.
They shipped them all over Western Canada and even over to the East Coast.
Now, he took them in after they stopped using them as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he kept them and then he raised them. Next they started raising chuck wagon chariot ponies and kids ponies and stuff. So we still have about 100 head on the land.
You just said Newcastle.
Yes.
Big coal mining part of the world in England, of course, coast in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So would that have been English miners that came out and founded that place?
Probably a lot of English miners. They were all nationalities that came to the Drumheller Valley. Just it was a melting pot of different nationalities.
Yeah, you were saying that's tremendous. Well, it's a testament to everyone here in the valley that you've managed to save this and recreate it. It's not open today, but I'm going to come back. You've got it laid out as it was.
There's a board and there's a bunch of people that work hard to maintain the school. It was the first project we had. I went to a rodeo and I phoned my friend Barry Edwards and he said, John, they're going to tear down the school. So I went and talked to the Community Association president, Bob Repus, and the councillor, Norm Eagleback. And I said, if I can get a grant, can we save the school? And they both said yes. So I read the Calgary Herald the next day, and here's a make work project from the federal government.
Providence.
So I went to Manpower at noon, and I said, can I get an application or two? And they said, John, it's got to be in by 4:30. You'll never get it filled out in time. And I said, oh, no, I got it filled out. I'm just redoing it.
Yeah.
I worked all weekend, took pictures, put it all together, then took it to the postmistress in East Coulee at the post office. And when I told her what it was for, to save the school, she backdated it to the previous Friday. And that's a secret. Well, it's too late now. They can't do nothing. And we got $42,000 as our first of 3 grants from the federal and provincial government. And we opened it as a popular museum. And then we went and they were going to tear down the Atlas coal mine.
Yeah.
So I phoned the owner, Mr. Omer Patrick, and he said, John, you're too late. I've already give the contract to Stay Sales. You'll have to go talk to Ted in Okotoks, just south of Calgary. So I went and talked to Ted, and he agreed to give us the Atlas coal mine tipple. And then we worked and we saved it and made it into a museum, and now we're trying to save the old wooden bridge.
Well, good luck with the bridge. I mean, the bridge is a stunning piece of work anyway.
Yeah.
But it needs work.
Yeah, it's
pretty seriously
now or never.
It's
now or never. The previous Premier of Alberta, Mrs. Notley, she sent a letter of support to us, and she said we must all work together to save this important icon of the Drumheller Valley. So I think she said it best. And
there's 1 or 2 icons all the way down this valley. There's a suspension bridge that we should look at some point as well.
Across to the coal mine.
Yeah, and the mining heritage is so important.
Yes.
For Ontario anyway.
Yeah.
But,
for the whole country.
Yeah, so much got done here. I could go into some length, and I probably will. I'll probably do I feel a history blog coming. I haven't done one while I've been here in Canada, so you can't not see the history in the landscape or in the people, as well as in the communities around here that's steeped in it. So thank you, John. Thanks for showing us around, and look forward to coming back to see you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Shut up. Hey, no.
Give him a bit of exercise, John, there. Alright, so we're still up here in the Badlands. That's the Badlands down there. We're on a place called Lehigh, pumping just over there. Look at that. They're pumping oil out of this part of the land. Some of it, friend John, and John's over here. You're going to tell us what's happening up here, John. Why are these protective structures here.
You'll see some rocks here, and anywhere in Alberta, wherever there's oil activity or a road puts in, we had to get an archaeological study for our campground we're hoping to do. So the government makes the developer get an archaeological survey, and they find native relics, medicine wheels, cairns and things. So where these fences are, they're all containing native relics. There's a big stone here.
So who were the natives?
There are various tribes. I think the Blackfoot were in this area.
Mostly Blackfoot.
I believe so. So normally this Orwell Road would have went on the top of this hill we're on.
Yeah.
Because they found these sites here, they moved it over to the side.
Yeah.
And they put the fences up to mark where they are. And they dig down, and it looks like nothing here, just a few stones. But when the archaeologists dig down, they can identify it all, and they figure that it's significant.
This might be burial cairns.
Could possibly be. Again, they don't tell you.
No.
They don't want people rummaging through. So here's another few rocks here. So it's all in the way the rocks are placed and the direction to the land, and they know that. They study for years in university to figure out. To us, it's two old rocks.
No, I love these places.
Yeah.
And you know what I find in Europe? They're always placed in relationship to the landscape.
Oh, so sure.
And they can't be any more in relationship to the landscape than right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
up on this hill, so this must have been a viewpoint or something.
Yeah.
They probably had teepees up here somewhere.
Yeah, and anybody traveling would be traveling the ridgeways.
Sure, of course.
They'd be staying on the road.
Yeah, and that's why that road is to the side, but normally it would be on the ridgeway. And
so from here, they'd be able to see any other smoke signals or any other movement.
Yeah, or enemy other tribes that they're warring with. They would be able to see them coming. And yeah, for sure.
Love that. Look at that. There's more down there as well. So this is the Badlands of Alberta. How far are we away from Saskatchewan now, John?
Probably about 2 hours.
All right, so we've still got a couple of 100 miles or so, 300 miles in that direction. And Calgary, I imagine, would be in that direction. What a place. Unbelievable. Alright, we're out on the ranch. This is at East Coulee. There's the East Coulee mine that we talked about earlier on. We're up on the ridge. We're on the ridge where the west commences. And last night, John, I gazed at the moon till I lost my senses.
Oh, and that's why you're so senseless today.
Okay. So it was a super moon. That's where I was down there. That's where the Badlands Festival site is. This is John's land and his vision for the land. What is your vision for the land,
we're
John?
going to hopefully build a campground here.
Yeah.
Probably 100 sites, and there was the old Western Monarch town site was here. You can see the
layout of it. Yeah, you still got the seats.
Yeah.
And you were saying there was a hotel.
Yeah, down where this white tank was, there was a 2-story hotel. There was 75 houses, a store, a school, a post office. You can see some of the hedges around the houses.
And some of the houses ended up in Calgary.
Yeah, Forest Lawn. They moved to Forest Lawn. Some farmers bought a few. The hotel was moved to a little town of Hazar, and it burnt.
Nice.
So we're hoping to do 100 campsites here, and water, sewer, power, seasonal sites. It's a nice site, and then expand the Badlands Boogie right across from the Atlas coal mine.
Look at that. What a place to have a festival. And when you're down there, the sound just carries as well. There's all sorts of strange sonic happenings going on. And no wonder, look at the whole canyon.
Yeah, we've got coal down here. I had a study that the coal mines did that they could stockpile the stoker coal, certain consistency and certain heights, and it would last forever. So that's been from when the mine closed in 76.
So that's just open cast, that's actual coal.
It's actually stoker coal all stockpiled.
Huh.
So we're looking to buy a Stoker boiler. We
Yeah.
found one. It's
Yeah.
worth $60,000. We can buy it for $15,000.
Yeah.
And then when we get buildings here on the campground, we can heat them all for free for the next 50 years.
Keep everybody warm in the winter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to point out, you can see the in the strata, you can see the layers of epochs of time as it goes down. That thin black line, maybe 3/4 of the way up, is that where the coal was coming out of?
That would have been one of the upper seams. The main seams were down lower, a bit
They were.
lower. But yes, that would be the one on the north side of the river.
Oh, I see them both
Now,
now.
if
Yeah.
you look over here, for example, you
Yeah.
can see the rock face on the hill.
Yeah.
And then if you look back over here,
Yeah.
you can see it across. Well, that, right over there, you can see it, where that
Yeah.
car is going. Well, my geologist friend, that was the actual sandy beach of the inland sea.
Yeah.
And it's now that sandstone. So what happened is this is all rough. You can see it's rough. It was the inland.
Yeah.
And then when you get to you can see the sandstone, the old sandy beach. And then as you get farther along to the east, notice how there's no more sandstone
That's right.
and the hills are rolling.
Yeah.
That was the inland sea.
Ah.
So this was the beach. That was the end of the land. When you get over there, it's just rolling hills because that was the inland sea, actually in where the water was.
Yeah. It's breathtaking. Just breathtaking.
There's the old wooden bridge.
That's the old bridge we're talking about, yeah. And that's what the festival is
Yes,
about, really.
yes, to bring attention to the old East Coulee Truss Bridge.
Yeah. Well, good luck with it all, brother.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And thanks so much for my time out here in the Badlands.
Yeah, and this is prairie wool grass. It doesn't winter kill. It's very nutritional. It's just as nutritional, if not more nutritional than hay.
Yeah.
It doesn't winter kill like the northern grasses. And there's only 5% left in all of Western Canada.
So this is wild prairie, the way it was.
Yeah, when I took environmental land reclamation through Olds College 10 years ago, at that time you could buy brome grass for 95 cents a pound.
Yeah.
Prairie wool mixture was $295 a pound.
Yeah.
That's how valuable it is. So it's a shame it was plowed up, a lot of it. The roots, you can look it up on Google, the roots go down 10 to 12 feet.
And that's why it was so hard to live out here.
It lives for hundreds of thousands of years.
They used to build their shacks out of sod.
Yeah, the sod shacks, yes, sir.
There we are. When did your folks come to this country, John?
Grandfather immigrated in 1906 from Inverness. They used to run their cattle on the Black Isles, and then he had a sweetheart in Glasgow, and she came in 1912. Nobody knew they were dating.
I'd need to go and find out where they were on the Black
that
Isles.
would be
We'll
cool.
do that together when you come.
Yeah, and they met. She got off the train. They got married in Medicine Hat.
Yeah.
And he had come across Canada to learn the Canadian way of ranching.
Yeah.
In 1912, they moved to Chestermere Lake. They bought some land at Chestermere Lake by Calgary.
Yeah.
They built a brand new house and a brand new barn. He had saved his money. Dad always said they had cement floors in the barn, and when they moved to East Coulee, they just had dirt floors. And they ran the dairy there with 85 cows from 1912 to 1915.
Mm-hmm.
They had a rule in the big city of 50,000 people in Calgary that if your team of horses ran away more than 4 times in a month, you were banned for a month. So he was a wild cowboy, and he just got too tired of all the regulations, and he heard about the booming coal mining town of Drumheller. So he sold out there. They bought a quarter section where the jail is in Drumheller, the Drumheller Penitentiary.
Yeah.
And they had their dairy there with 85 milk cows till 1919. But they couldn't get water. And even now, the jail had to get water from the town system. And they sold, and they came out here. My grandmother looked around. She said, "This is beautiful. This is where I'm going to raise my children. This is where I'm going to die."
Yeah.
And they bought this land in 1919. They bought 3/4 of land. And when they ended, they had over 7,000 acres, 10 square miles of land. So they worked hard for it and built it up themselves through hard work.
Hard work, and the hard work and Protestant ethic which
Yeah.
pushed Scotland all the way across the...
Yeah, it's so funny. Mom and Dad got married in the Catholic Church.
Did they?
Yeah, and
That's
then
an
Dad
interesting
got
kind of
buried in the
event.
United Church.
Yeah.
And Mom got buried in the Catholic Church. So
Well,
kind
okay.
of combined.
So she would have been Irish in her background then?
Could have been.
I
She
think
was
so, yeah.
French-Canadian from
Yeah.
Northern Ontario,
well, okay.
Desbiens.
Yeah.
And so I think there was at one point.
Yeah. Your grandmother probably was.
Yeah.
And where are they buried here now?
They're buried in Drumheller, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And my dad went over to Scotland, and there's a John Graham headstone at Inverness, so that would have been my great-grandfather.
Well, we need to find that.
Yeah, that would be nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Small world.
Yeah, it sure is. Thank you.
Thank you.